My name is Obin Najex. I'm your book coach, and on this series, I'm going to I'm going to teach you how to be an author, how to write a book. Okay. Now, for today, I'm going to share 5 best tips on how to start writing a book. Now, a lot of people want to write a book. Yeah, they want to write a book, but don't know how to start. They don't have anybody to guide them. They don't know what to do. So I'm going to guide you. I'm going to tell you what you need to know, how you need to do it. If you want to write your first book or you've been writing a book, you need to get more knowledge about it. These sessions are going to be very important, to you. Now, to be able to write a book as a fresh author, you need to decide what is pushing me to write this book. You need to determine what is pushing me, what is motivating me to write a book. Sometimes it could be your story. Sometimes you could have a very interesting story that you think that people need to hear about your life or about anything, but it's a story, it could be fiction or non-fiction, but you want people to know about the story. That's one. Number 2, it could be a new information you have gotten could push you. You want to share this information or this knowledge to other people so that they can also know what you have known. That's also something. The other thing, it could be your experiences in life. Bad experiences could motivate you to want to write a book. Now, it's important to determine this because this will help to shape the kind of book you're going to write even before you start. You need to be able to ask yourself, what is pushing me? What is motivating me into writing this book? Now, to quickly go down to the 5 tips. Number 1 of the tips you need to define is you need to define your expectation. The book I want to write, what are my expectations on the book? Am I writing for business? Am I writing because I just want to write? Because if you define your expectation, it manages your writing. If you are writing because you want to make money from your writing, you want to sell your story or sell the book, then a lot of work will go into it, to polish it and make it as nice as possible. If you're just writing because you want to write, maybe you write your own story, you don't want to sell, it also shows in the level of work you put in. So the definition of your expectation is the first thing you must do if you want to be an author. Do not jump into writing. Ask yourself, what is pushing me to write this book? Number 2, what are my expectations? What are my expectations? This book I want to write now, what do I want to get out of the book? Very, very important. Let me give you an instance. If I'm writing my story, like I just mentioned, maybe if I'm writing my story and I don't want to publish it, I can write anything and keep myself to be reading, or put it in my shelf. Every once in a while I can just take it out and read it. If somebody comes, I can just show them my story written by me. But if I want to write down my story because I want to make gain from it, I want to sell it, then how I will publish it, how I will polish it, all of those will play a part in it. So the first thing to do before you start is to ask yourself, what is pushing me? And then what are my expectations in writing this book? Now, after you have defined your expectation in writing this book, do not start writing. Don't start writing. The next thing you will need to do is to make outline. You need to make a rough outline of all the things that you have in your head concerning the book, all the concepts you have in your head concerning the book, all the subtitles you have in your head concerning the book. Sometimes somebody may want to write a book, but they may not know exactly what to call the book. Now, you may not need to worry about that. You may need to sit down and say, this is the concept in my head about this story I want to write. This is how I want to write it. About this book I want to write. This is the concept. So you make an outline. You make an outline because the outline will guide you. Writing book is tough. It's not as simple as just picking a paper and then start writing. And then for you have written 200 pages. No. Sometimes, if you ask people that have written books, sometimes they write and then they get stuck. They can't continue again. Yeah, it happens. One of the things that help you to write and stay glued to the story or to whatever material you're writing until you are done is the outline. So you follow the outline. I'm going to write this, that. Once you follow the outline you have built for yourself, your writing will be smooth and it will be very interesting, which means it may be difficult for you to jump a gun or a line you have not properly written or a stage you have not properly dealt with to go to another thing. You write according to your outline. Don't start writing if there's no outline. Very, very important because you'll be frustrated. Writing will frustrate you because writing is tough. It requires a high level of thinking, a high level of concentration. If you are going to write just because you are motivated to write, then along the road, along the line, you're going to be frustrated. That's why so many people write, they can't complete it. They start with excitement, then along the line, nothing else is in their head. They are already empty again. They don't know what to do again. They don't know what to do because there's nothing else coming up on their head. So what you do to help solve that problem is to put down your outline. Number 3, you have to make research. Research is very important. Whatever you want to write about, particularly if you want to write maybe a test or you want to write about a course, a particular set of information, you want to write about, it's important to make research. It's important you go and find out every detail about the concept or the idea you want to put down as a book. It will be wrong for you to be writing something and you are making wrong quotes. Very wrong. It will be wrong for you to be writing something and then you are making giving wrong examples. Very, very wrong. That will not be encouraging. It will not encourage your work. What will encourage your work is that you have research, you have information. First of all, you have determined what you want to write, you have your outline, you don't start writing, you make research, you ask questions, you try to be sure that all the information you're going to put in the book, they are all correct. Very important. Now, once you have done that, the next thing you will need to do is to write to one person. Now, this is very key. When you are writing a book, when you're telling a story to one person, you concentrate. And then it helps you to build your confidence. Tell the person the story. When you're writing a book, you write as though you are writing to one person, even though you know that a lot of people are going to read the book. Okay, now you're going to ask yourself this question: who is going to be my reader? Who is my reader? And then if you determine who your reader is, you create that image. And anytime you want to write, you are thinking about that person, that one person who is in that field that you are trying to pass this information across to. That helps you not to, look for how to patch your words or patch your writing. You know that, okay, I'm writing for this only one person, and then you do all you can to make the information as simple as possible so that this one person will understand your story, to understand the concept. Now, if you have anything you want to communicate, it's important how you communicate it. So if you think of communicating to one person, it's easier to communicate to one person because they will quickly understand. It's more difficult to communicate to a crowd. So to help yourself and make your writing to be as simplified as possible, you try to write to one person. In that way, your concept does not become too generalized. You don't generalize your concept, you personalize it. Everybody will read the book eventually, but it's a personalized information that you are giving. So anybody that picked that book to read will be reading it for themselves, getting your information and the gist for themselves. Very important. It helps you to focus. Focus, your writing is focus, head for one person. Then you reach millions of people. If you just focus on one person, target that one person, write as though you're writing for one person, eventually you're going to reach out so many people. Now, finally, for today, it's important to have fun while writing. So you make your writing to be fun. You don't stress yourself. Writing is challenging. If you don't make it fun, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle to convey information. You're going to struggle to deal with the message of that book. Yes, I think that's what each book have a message. What is the message of your story? If you make your writing fun, then it's easy to dig out the message. Okay, now you need to have fun while you write a book. Fun makes writing easier. If you're having fun writing a book, you make it easier. It helps your mental health because writing is tough. So you don't write a book on an intense environment, with an intense mindset. You write it and you make it fun. That is why whatever you must write about will be remember, you started from asking yourself, what is pushing me to write this book? Number 2, you define your expectation. Number 3, you make research about what you want to write about. Number 4, You write for one person, and then in bringing all these elements together, you are going to enjoy yourself writing your book. From the outline to writing to one person, then you enjoy yourself writing a book. Very important and very key. So you don't need to die writing a book. You don't need to writing a book and then because of how intense it is, you die. No, it's your book. You're the one that is writing it. Make it fun. Now, these things are the things that will help you. If you're a beginner, I'll recap again. Number one, ask yourself, what is pushing me to write this book? Number two, you need to define your expectation. Number three, you make a rough outline. Number four, you research what you want to write. Number five, you are going to write for one person. I think actually the number six, you're going to write to have fun. If you have this, you're going to begin writing and eventually you're going to have a good outcome. I'm going to come back again tomorrow when we begin to now go into how to stay motivated and how to actually pick a sport and all of those kinds of things, what to do if you're writing and you cannot continue. All of these things, we're going to talk about it in our next session. See you.